here, and Jack. Today I'm going to talk about a short story that was just released by one of my all-time favorite authors of all time. Did I say all time? Her name is C.S. Pacat, and if you do not know her, you should. I highly recommend everything she's ever written, which includes a trilogy. So it's Captive Prince, Prince's Gambit, and King's Rising. And if you haven't read it, then let me just tell you about it. It is freaking awesome. And it's a story of one prince, his whole kingdom has kind of a meltdown, and he is sent as a slave to a prince in another kingdom. So if you've ever read a story like this, let me tell you that this author that I'm talking about, C.S. Pacat, she is the goddess of all stories involving slave royalty. I so highly recommend this trilogy that, I just can't stop recommending it. So please read this trilogy. Anyway, the trilogy finished, but she's publishing 4 short stories after, and I just read the short story called The Summer Palace. And so today I'm going to be talking about The Summer Palace, which is awesome. I would read anything that involves the 2 main characters. So there's Damon, who was the slave, and Laurent, who was the prince he was gifted to. So Damon is kind of the bigger one, the one who you could visually see is physically stronger, more passionate. Laurent is just like in a box, strapped down, really composed, cool. So one is kind of a warm character, one's kind of really cool, cold, controlled, very precise. He's so calculating, so smart. Personally, I'm Team Laurent. I love Laurent, but it's hard to not love both. Honestly, I love both, Damon and Laurent. But anyway, this video is not only to fangirl about this ship, okay? So, although it is canon. In the short story, Pacat writes a little bit more about their relationship after the trilogy and gives some backstory to some of the things they did, looks back on how they were thinking at certain times throughout the trilogy, and just some really delicious scenes that any fan of Damon or Laurent will just be like, oh my god, that's so nice. So, pretty much I can't really talk that much about it, but the tension is there, that Pacat, she's just like the queen of creating tension. I think the first 2 books of the trilogy, I just didn't know how she wove such splendid tension. And in the short story there is tension, but it's a little lighter because obviously it's kind of for the fans and kind of not as in-depth as obviously a book would be. Of course, it's a short story. So I'm just gonna mention 2 things. One is my favorite word from the short story, of course, and one is my favorite line from the short story. So, my favorite word from the short story is camber. C-A-M-B-E-R. So, if you know this word, good job, but I did not. Okay, so camber is the slight convex shape of something, usually a road or something flat. So she uses it to describe Laurent's lashes. So it says this: Damon could see the faint flush that heat and steam gave to Laurent's cheeks. He could see the camber of his lashes. Oh, be still my heart. Okay, now on to my favorite line. My favorite line happens in just the next paragraph, and it's this: It was the action of a body slave, something one prince would never do for another. Oh my god, just kill me. I'm done. I'm done. I'm done. My heart is done. It's so full, I can't take anymore. But yeah, so I don't want to say anything else because I don't want to ruin it for anyone. I don't want to give anything away. So yeah, if you read it, if you love it, if you didn't agree with me and you didn't like it so much, or if you're Team Damon or Team Laurent, let me know. Come to my side, come to the dark side, Team Laurent. But if you're Team Light and Team Damon, that's totally fine. I get it. I love them both, actually. But yeah, just on a broader note, this is an excellent, excellent work of fantasy, LGBTQQ. It involves 2 men, but then there are also other pairings throughout the work as well. But it's the whole gooey goodness of LGBTQQ. It just is part of their being. It's not the focal point of the novel, which is so nice. The first part is the plot. The second part is probably the intense hotness of both of the characters and how amazing they are. I can't imagine ever being able to write a character, or two characters, as well as she wrote them. But anyway, before this becomes just like a, I love these books and I want to marry them, I would marry them if I could, I'll just stop now. I highly recommend it. Read the trilogy. If you've already read the trilogy, read the short story. Let me know what you think. And thanks for listening. It's Kat. See you. Bye.